dreads, as the bitches say on fleek. Gotta keep them crispy. Go ahead, take that cap off. Expose the crime. Expose the crime. What's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up with it? It's your boy Big Cal. This is TNP. And today, man, we talking about a situation going on down in Georgia. Shooting that transpired in Georgia. Gotta go in on that. Got to give our opinion on that. Get on here. Hopefully people jump on here, pile on in here. So we can discuss some of the problems going on in America. Some of these issues. Cleaned up, there we go. That thing good and cleaned up some, man. We're gonna talk about this shooting that happened down in Georgia. Just watching a little bit on it. Put this on do not disturb. Get a little bit better. It's TNP, man. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. It's a developing story going on down in Georgia. I think it's about 40 miles outside of Atlanta. It's a developing story going on down there. The it said a high school shooting. It said it was a 14-year-old that a high school age kid. He was 14, and he like they said, he went to school, and apparently 4 people were killed due to gun violence. So, as I said, this is ongoing and everything right now, man. So I'm just learning about it myself recently, but I just want to discuss, man, gun violence and a lot of the things like that's going on recently in America with this gun violence, man. Nice. Everybody got some. Appreciate it. Georgia. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Got the Jesus piece on. All right, man. Let's get it. Yeah, at least 2 dead, 4 injured. But I had read an article where 4 people passed away from this school shooting, man. So it says ongoing. It's just an ongoing thing. Hit that like button if you're out there, man. Hit that like button. Tap on in with TNP, man. But yeah, I just want to talk about what's going on with a lot of these youths today. Basically, man, that's my biggest issue and my biggest thing of concern, thing that concerns me regarding this recent rise of gun violence in America, especially at these schools, these school shootings. And it's very unfortunate, man, that like say you send your kids to school and you know what I'm saying, there's 4 students or faculty members or students that will not be able to make it home with their families. But again, man, you just, like I said, it's a lot of these, man, these public school systems and these schools, primarily public schools, you know, let's be 100% honest. You know, we don't really see a whole lot of shooting at these private schools. You know, not to say that it doesn't happen, because I'm sure it's happened plenty of times, but for the most part, even if you go all the way back to like Columbine, these schools are public schools. You know, shout out to, like I said, I'm in Aurora, Colorado right now. But most of these, man, shootings be at these public schools. You know, whatever the district you may live in, and you just happen to go to that school. You know, the school bus come pick you up, drop you off. You know, you basically going to school with people that's in your environment and in your school district and close to where you live and reside at. So, you know, you live in a worse off neighborhood. You know how that goes. Let's see. Yeah. Like I said, man, you living in the hood. You living somewhere that's, you know, in like I say, non-affluent neighborhood. You know, you're probably going through living with a lot of all type of people. You know, all type of walks of life. You know what I'm saying? All type of crazy left, liberal, weirdo. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? You don't even know what you're getting a lot of times. But hey, niggas say what you want, nigga. TNP. But yeah, that'd be my thing, man. Shout out, hit that like button, hit that like button. It's wild. You really don't know who you're going to school with in a lot of these schools, like liberals, conservatives, leftists. So you know what I'm saying. It's a lot of these school districts, man. They wide. They all the way all over the place with it. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Hey, throw something on that donation tip too, man. Appreciate it. Subscribe, that like button, subscribe. Hop on here with your boy, man. TNP. Cash App is in the description box, man. But yeah, you really don't know who you're going to school with, man, and that goes for everybody at these public schools, or just in general. The people that, like as I said, there's not a lot of. It's really no impediments. It's not a private school. There's no type of requirements to get in there. As long as you matriculated through for the longest time, the No Child Left Behind system that was going to push you through, regardless if you learned the information anyway, or retained any type of imperative information anyway. It's just gonna push you on through. So a lot of these kids that's ushered through here, man, they just, like I said, it's like an assembly line for a lot of disturbed and mentally disturbed and messed up individuals, man. Because me personally, I grew up in North Carolina down south. You really didn't hear a lot of these shootings going on down south like that growing up. Just personally, you know what I'm saying? Like it was very just, far fetched to hear or to even think about something like this happening in your neighborhood. Like somebody coming to school and just open firing on people. That's just wow. Like, but we heard about the Columbine. Columbine happened when I was in middle school. I just felt so far away at being Colorado. It just we never really felt like something like that could happen in my area, and I never really heard about too much of something like that happening in my area, honestly. But nowadays, man, it's like I said, it's happening anywhere. It could really be anywhere. A lot of times, and it could be any type of situation, whether hood situations, niggas toting guns, bring them to school, all type of switches. You know what I'm saying? All type of crazy ammunition, bring them to school in the hood, in the ghettos, or it could be in the affluent neighborhood. It could literally be in the affluent neighborhood. Appreciate the subscription, bro. But like I said, man, they could literally be in the nicest, richest neighborhoods where, gun violence, school shootings, shows its ugly face. And that's I guess just the wildest thing of it all for me, having children, having kids, having younger kids. Or it could be a crazy motherfucker like the situation down in Texas, like last year, where that guy just came, he was a former student, he opened fire on an elementary school, I believe. Yeah, man, this shit was wild, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, bro. Shit, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button, man. Show some love on the donation tip. TNP, we keep it real, keep it hot on this channel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Appreciate it, dog. Making it through this thing. But yeah, man. Like I said, it's just a wild situation to think. You have kids in this world, and they're gonna have to, go through the public school system or go to some type of school and be around, complete strangers who you don't know how they're raised. You don't know how they're raised. You don't know how they love, conditioned. What's up, Taylor? Like you don't know how what was put into them, how they were reared, and these people are just meshed together and mashed together into these school systems randomly, chaotically, and man, you really don't know what you get in a lot of these school systems, man. Like I said, a lot of these people, they're disturbed mentally, man. These kids nowadays, with the social media, the advent of social media being so, just contagious and abundant, and something, what I'm saying, it's just being such a big thing nowadays. Yeah, man. Yeah, like with it being such a big thing nowadays, like the social media, it's cyberbullying, all this stuff that mainstream media pushes, the left agenda pushes so heavily through the propaganda and the media. But it's really wild. It's really, really wild, man. When you think about it, it's like a lot of things are being put into these kids' heads. Just they aren't beneficial. A lot of times, with the election and all these emotional feelings and liberalism that's being pushed down their throats. I really feel for a lot of these kids nowadays, man. Because, like I said, it's something going on nowadays that's making them feel like they're so, I guess, grown and really like mentally disturbed. and they think that they have like the burden of the world on their shoulders. And I think I attribute it to social media. The big rise in the addiction to social media today. That's what I think. That's what I attribute it to. Some of them, I get that some of the biggest blame. Just the internet, social media, access, just so much access these kids have, and it's really a detriment. That they can get their hands on all these guns, 3D printed guns, all type of just any type of things, man. These people can get literally get guns and buy the pieces off the internet. Before, what I'm saying. Nowadays, even in North Carolina down south, they made it even more lax to be able to get guns, as far as without background checks and shit like that, especially in North Carolina. They do not have a lot of background checks in North Carolina. As far as they just switched. They did a law where they just all they had to do was a quick background check. It's not even extensive as it used to be. So. Down south it's just lax. We know that. It's a lot of open carry states down south. There's a lot of, heavy use of guns down south. Gun culture, whether it be hunting, whatever the fact. So like I said, it's just discouraging the folks that hack. And even if you don't have kids, just to see stuff like this. It could have been faculty that went to school, and they need to spend in resources into protecting some of these kids and students at these schools. That's just my opinion right there, right down the middle. Like they definitely gotta put just forth a better effort than they're doing. Because, like, how much does it cost to have metal detectors? How much does it cost to maybe have one more additional resource officer? You know what I'm saying? How much is it, because how much is people's life really worth? That's my thing too. How much is these people's life really worth to y'all? Because, there's no reason kids should go to these schools with guns and find any preventative measures to stop them. Even like I said, just these metal detector would do a lot. That would do so much for society. Just a metal detector. At a lot of these schools, all of them. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Even at the affluents, metal detectors is this quick. It's that fast. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? It's for the betterment of the people at the school and safety and all that. You got to be proactive. So, but yeah, it's just sad. Like I said, the situation is ongoing right now. And man, you got kids in this world, you just gotta watch out, man. I'm telling you, like, it really makes you question a lot of things as far as this public education. Like, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? For me, the best thing that about education or going to school is athletics to me. Like, you get to a certain age, I feel like especially public schools, that's the best thing about public schools is being able to play athletics to me. Like, other than that, you don't get the best education. That's for sure from a lot of these public schools, unless they're in certain districts. Like I said, they got videos like this school look like it had a lot of money itself. Nice turf football field out here in Georgia, Apache Wildcats, whatever the hell. Nice ass, facilities. They had all the people evacuate to the football field, and they're just showing the aerial view of the football field. And man, that shit looks expensive. That look like they put a lot of money. It's a nice looking school, probably in a decent school district. Probably, it definitely don't look like no ghetto rundown shit. That's for damn sure. The track, the field, the whole shit looks, it's the whole 9 yards. It's a typical nice level Georgia school. It looks like they put a lot of money into the school. Or it's recently probably been built in the last 15 to 20 years. It's a new school, probably built in 2010 or something. And I mean, it can happen anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Point blank period. Like, even like Columbine, that was a nice area of Colorado I'm learning about. But if the kids, I only know, like, that was in that time, that was real. That was an outlier. Even back then, that wasn't something that happened very frequently. Was kids doing that at all? But nowadays, it's one of the news hosts said this is like I forgot. I think he said this is not the first shooting that's happened in high school at a school in Georgia this year. And I'm like, damn, like, that's just not a normal thing down south. You don't hear about that shit. People bringing guns and shooting each other at school in Georgia. You don't hear about that. Like, that's not a normal thing down south. That's, I don't know. But I feel like the way parents got to get more involved with their kids. That's for one. That's for one surefire way. Hit that like button. Parents got to get more involved with their children. Like, I know that sounds, cliche and shit like that, especially when they're getting older. But I just don't see how kids and parents get so detached to where they don't even see something like this coming, or then they got to disconnect with their kids where they can't even have a conversation with them, and anything resonates or connects with them. I don't see how stuff like this happens. Like, how can a kid be so depressed and so, self-loathing that they unalive themselves or someone else? You know what I'm saying? Or be to that fact mentally where you ready to go. Because if you come into school, guns are blazing, you risking your life as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure it's gonna be officers gonna come there and they're gonna neutralize the situation, similar to this situation. But like I said, the shooter survived this situation, but 4 people were unalive. And my question is, like, how does it get to that point? That's just me. Like, how does it get to a point where a 14-year-old child, it said, is so chaotic and volatile in his mind where he wants to harm fellow students and faculty members? Like it's a disconnect from home. That's what I say. It's a huge disconnect from home. Some is not getting done at home. Some is not. Like it's a disconnection from home. That's all parenting. At 14 years old, like what? I just don't know what could have been done to where a kid would do this. Maybe they always say bullying. Bullying is a big thing. Bullying is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of folks use as excuses for why violence is such a big thing now. Like I said, cyberbullying earlier, bullying at school. It's something that's been going on forever. If we be honest about it, that's something that's been going on forever. What I don't really know what can really be done. I don't think people are more softer emotionally now than then. I just think the access to guns is definitely higher now, especially these AR style rifles and shit like that. Like, I see a lot of people talking about back in the days they could have people did. I remember people had brought guns in the 2000s, like little rifles and shit. Like they put them in their trucks and leave them outside. I've seen people comment talking about in the 70s and 80s, people, it was different, and I agree. Like even in the 2000s and late 90s, people had guns out in at high schools, in their trucks, the hunting book, and I'm from North Carolina, rural area, man. We had people that hunted too, you know what I'm saying? Voluntary firefighters, them white boys, man, you know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers spitting tobacco and dip and shit, goddamn 13, 14 years old. The motherfuckers had guns, it just was not ever thought about to where people was gonna try to harm people. That was just my biggest thing. It was never a deal where we felt fear for our lives or we felt like, somebody's gonna not be able to control their emotions, because they got picked on or some shit, some petty shit like that, It's like, because a lot of folks, man, in my opinion, all that picking shit, it can get dealt with without it coming to gun violence. You know what I'm saying? Picking and all that shit and bullying, it can come to a head. And I feel like there's should be channels for that shit to be deaded before it comes to somebody getting, harmed. Gun violence, shit like this, indiscriminate gun violence. I feel like it's got to be proper channels, whether you talk to a peer or, definitely I say talk to your parents, but talk to one of the faculty members and get this person moved away from you, get them expelled if they fall on you and bullying you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't get to where it gets the fact where you're so harmed mentally the way you want to harm others with a gun. Something just so permanent and just asinine and stupid, to say the least. I say it a lot of times today. A lot of these kids today have no impulse control because of what they see from them at home. You know what I'm saying? The adults they see at home, they're not learning a lot of impulse control nowadays. And that's a huge, huge, huge issue to me going on in America. A lot of these kids today and adults do not have any impulse control. You know what I'm saying? Or emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these kids today have these kids and adults today have no emotional intelligence and they have no impulse control. Like, it is what it is. And they're learning their impulse control from people with none. So imagine that, you're learning how to, like I said, you're learning something from somebody who doesn't have, who's deficient in it. You're learning impulse control from somebody who lacks impulse control. And you're learning how to diffuse things without violence from people who are violent, So it's just, or who can't handle and don't know how to diffuse situations without violence. So that's just the biggest thing too. Like, these people that's teaching these kids now, we got blind leading the blind a lot of times today. And that's colorless, black, white, whatever. Like, we have a lot of folks that they're giving from a cup that they don't have, you know what I'm saying? They pouring from an empty ass cup, to say the least. So that's why a lot of these folks fucked up, man. A lot of disturbed people having kids, you know what I'm saying, and then they're not raising them well. So watching this video.
Reports that parents were simply abandoning their cars on the side of the road and running to the school to try and find out.
Yeah, like they got, video of the wheeling folks out, in stretchers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, they had parents running and shit, running to the football fields for safety and cover. And sure, like I said, it's just a sad day in this world, man, when you can't even go to school. Like I said, a lot of these public schools, man, primarily, but you can't even go to school in peace and learn without motherfuckers bringing guns. You gotta worry about motherfuckers being guns, rifles, shotguns, pipe bombs, all type of shit to maim you and harm you at your place where you just trying to, gain a higher level of education, man. Like that's the type of society we've grown to where we're conditioned. And this is almost becoming a normalcy. You know what I'm saying? Almost becoming something that becomes normal to us, and we're desensitized to it. And I feel like that's the biggest tragedy of America, man. Like they did plenty, like I said, Bowling for Columbine. They've done plenty of documentaries on Americans' fascination and with guns and weapons, man. And we're really lost. We hypnotized. Infatuated with it. Fascinated, addicted, lost. That's the biggest thing I can say too. Lost, man. Like to be so desensitized to violence is really a lost society, man. And it's like, why would you even expose your children to potentially get harmed? If you really care for them, love them, or why wouldn't you fight for better provisions so this shit like this don't continue to happen in America? These kids can't in elementary school, middle school, high school. It doesn't discriminate. It happens across the board on every level. Something seems to happen in America where someone, whether it's a student or someone outside of that school in facility, brings violence to a school, and there's no type of, like I said, the situation happened in Texas. There's not a lot of avenues and just, I guess, setups for protection for a lot of these situations from happening. Straight up, like it's not a lot of, as they say, preventative measures to stop this shit from happening. We hear the teachers talking about all the shit that's going on from the lady in Texas that got her eyeball knocked out, trying to deal with some of these violent ass kids in middle school. That was a middle school situation, and that kid's gonna get charged up, they said, potentially. But it's just wild as hell to me where they don't got nothing like it. It's gonna be, before long, it's gonna be some fucked up kids, teachers, and it's already fucked up teachers, but it's gonna be even more fucked up teachers in here teaching these kids, because like, if nobody wants to do it, who's gonna do it? And people don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? We always want to chastise and talk shit about the teachers and drag them through the mud and say what they're not doing for a lot of these kids. But where is the resources that coming from at home? You know what I'm saying? And where is the love? Like, if you treat these teachers like shit, you ain't gonna get no good teachers. You're not gonna get no competent teachers if you keep on running away the good ones. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like, so, I mean, what can you do? Like, there's gonna be a time where they're not gonna feel safe to teach because the pay it just ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Most people that's teaching, they're doing it for the love anyway. That's just the reality, because they go through hell, on a daily. They got to deal with a lot of these corrupted ass, demonic, fucked up kids out here, man. And that's the worst part, man. They got to deal with some of these disturbed, manipulated, abused, hurt, abandoned kids, in these public school systems that's going through fucking hell. Some of these kids could be homeless, sex trafficked. Who knows, man, what some of these kids going through, man. Addicted mothers, kids on mothers and family on drugs. Shit, they seeing gang violence and shit in their own home, abuse. Who knows, man? Like I said, yeah, man, you gotta vote Trump, man. Trump gonna do something about it. That's my opinion, man. That's one of the biggest things, because all this shit always transpires under the nose of liberalism. You'll notice that, like all the wild gun violence and the degeneracy, it always just pops off under the realm of Democrats and liberalism and leftists. They're the ones who always usher in some crazy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really wild. They they turn society upside down. Liberalism and leftists do. You know what I'm saying? They really condone no accountability. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think. And irrational behavior, especially from just especially from the underclass. The underclass they really baby a lot of the underclass. I guess they really get off the narrative of degeneracy. And that's something too. Like pro law enforcement is gonna actually, something that when you're pro law enforcement, there's gonna be something done about shit like this. When you vote for Trump or conservatism, there's gonna be something done. It's not just gonna be empty talk and people, the president coming out doing their song and dance and saying their speech about when shit like this happens. It's like something is gonna actually get done, whether it's teachers maybe even having guns or teachers and faculty having guns or more law enforcement presence, metal detectors at every school. Something's gonna get done. When you talk about conservatives and shit like that, and somebody voting Trump and getting get somebody in there that got some real energy, some real fire and shit like that, man, it's gonna get done. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you talk about Biden and Kamala and shit like that, man, the Democrat leftist weirdo plantation where you feel sorry for yourself every day is gonna continue on. Where they make excuses and non-accountability and nothing ends up getting done. And domestically, we live in a state of not even terror, but just a tumultuous, rocky ass community. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Only in a sick community does shit like this happen. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have a sense of community back in the day and pride for yourself, shit like this did not happen, man. Like people would take care of each other. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was bullying, it's just a sick society where people probably even, they turn a blind eye. You know what I'm saying? Remember, like back in the day, the stereotypical shit when you watching like movies and stuff. Like everybody, for the most part, might defend the person getting bullied. It's always that girl or somebody that comes and defends them. A lot of times today, they might turn a blind eye. It might be even rougher today. Because back in the day, if somebody is kind of like ribbing somebody and shit too much, people will come in and be like, all right, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? And it was more morals and the standard back in the day. Man, nowadays they might record that shit and your ass would be on YouTube, your ass would be a fucking meme. You did like nigga, I don't know, man. Like nowadays it's rough. It's rough. Everybody want to go viral. Shit, don't nobody give a fuck about nobody. Nothing but money, clout, and status. Being cool. What's up, Tiffany? What's up with you? What's up with you, baby? What's up with you? Hit that like button for me. Jumping on here, man, and donate something on the podcast. $ Toxic Masculinity POD on Cash App. That's $ Toxic Masculinity POD on Cash App. It's right there in the description box, man. Hit that subscribe button. Fuck with your boy TNP, man. But yeah, I'm just talking shit, man. Talking shit about the situation out there in Georgia, and like I said, it's just disheartening. That's all I can really say about it, man. Hit that like button if you out there. Hit that like button for me. Hit that like button. Get me in the algorithm, man. Trying to jump this channel up, get monetized, all that shit, all that good stuff. I appreciate anybody that's tuning in. And like I said, I'm just giving my opinion on it. It's disheartening. It's disheartening as hell to see. It's disgusting to see. 4 people went to school today and will not be able to make it home to hug their parents, hug their family members again. It's a senseless situation that did not have to transpire today down in Georgia or across the United States, man. This shit can really be deaded if we really want to. Gun violence in America can really be deaded in a lot of ways if we really put our minds to it. School shootings is not something that's really it's trending toward being a high occurrence, but I believe it doesn't happen necessarily enough for it to be a huge issue. But it does happen too much, we talk about the Virginia Tech. We talk about a lot of situations where people brought guns to schools and they to exact violence and revenge and hate amongst at schools where people are basically kind of defenseless in a lot of ways. You come here to get education and talk to girls and shit. At college and in some of these schools, you ain't thinking somebody's gonna open fire on you because they're a pussy ass bitch hoe. You know what I'm saying? That gets bullied and can't take it. And probably most of the time these dudes are assholes too. They just can't take it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just the ones that know, they get ostracized and motherfuckers don't fuck with you, so you mad. You know what I'm saying? That's life. You know what I'm saying? Somebody needs to teach you that you will not always get your way in this world. And a lot of times they're men. Most school shooters, they're men who are alienated and don't have no love or nobody fucks with them. You know what I'm saying? But in life, that's life. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody needs to teach a lot of these boys and young men that when you hear no, you're gonna hear a lot of no's in your fucking life. Just be cool with that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta roll with the punches. Everything will not be a movie, and everyone think you will not always be the prime king or the prime queen. But guess what? Life goes on. You gotta deal with that and deal with the cards you're dealt and make the best of them. You understand? Because being an insecure little bitch, nobody likes that. You know what I'm saying? Being the prick asshole and nobody likes you or laughs at your corny ass jokes. You're mad because you're corny. You know what I'm saying? Get better jokes. Stop being an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like life goes on. People will not fuck with you, and that's life. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these kids can't take that shit. Like I said, they got all these egos and pride, and they ain't did shit. You know what I'm saying? And they watching all this TV and shit all the damn time, and social media, they lost. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of anybody that shoot at a school. Let's be real. You're a loser. You know what I'm saying? Or you're outcast. You're a loser. Like anybody that's popular would never be shooting at the goddamn school. You understand? Like anybody that's popular and got some shit going for themselves would not be shooting up their damn school. There'd be someone getting some buns, running touchdowns, catching motherfucking touchdowns, uh, assisting, making some dunks, hitting some home runs, running on the track, doing something. You understand? What's good with you, man? What's good with you? Over there signifying, man. Throw something in the collection plate. But yeah, man. Anybody that's worth a damn, anybody that's actually got some type of self-worth, confidence, love, affection, any type of, they ain't shooting up no damn school. It's always the outcast, loser motherfuckers that's trying to stop the party. You understand? Because they ain't winning. You know what I'm saying? And people, like I said, people always want to point at bullying, but that don't always be the case, man. I feel like some people are just sour grape ass motherfuckers, haters, busters, losers. You understand? They don't stand for shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't stand for shit or stand on shit. And a lot of people in this world displace their hate and animosity for their lives onto others. You know what I'm saying? Because people ain't teaching people how to deal and cope with their emotions healthily. You know what I'm saying? In a healthy way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they displace their anger and they displace their hatred toward their lives and what they got going on and their self-hate. They put it on other people. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, misery loves company. That's an age-old adage, man. Misery loves company, man. But like I said, it starts at home. You know what I'm saying? These parents, these young parents, whatever, however age they are, because a lot of these kids are being raised by young parents. Man, you got to you got to boost these kids up. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to raise their self-esteem and raise their egos and make them feel confident. More so the ego, raise their confidence and their self-worth. You know what I'm saying? Because ego ain't good either. Sometimes you can boost that shit up. People think they the shit and they ain't did shit. You understand? So my biggest thing is, even if you did shit, you shouldn't have no big ego. You know what I'm saying? Like you just have a false sense of self. That's what I mean by ego, edging God out. You think you're better than you are, all that shit. You think you top shit, big shit. You're not humble. You know what I'm saying? So, because it takes a certain amount of humility and understanding to be like, man, you wouldn't want to harm somebody just for words. You know what I'm saying? Live to fight another day. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they gave you a wedgie or something, or they took your bitch. You know what I'm saying? Or they the star and you not. That's a lame reason to want to go outside. You know what I'm saying? But see, he's a minor, 14 years old, crashing out at 14. Imagine that, 14 years old and you basically want to put it into your life. Basically, almost, technically, because this is going to be on your juvenile record, I don't know how it works. Maybe they could charge him as an adult. I don't know. It depends on state to state with them charges. But you definitely fucked up your life to this point. You're 14 years old and you don't cause 4 people to lose their life. I think it's going to be some type of punitive situation, whether it's juvenile or it might be, it might carry over to adult. They might have found, when the case goes on, it might be premeditated. Who knows? Like I said, so it just like I said, some low life shit to ruin your life and to ruin other people's lives because you ain't winning. Shit ain't going for you. Shit ain't going right for you. It's lame. You know what I'm saying? It's corny. Oh yeah, but it makes sense though. It makes complete sense. Like I said, you think about it, misery loves company. So like I said, we're living in a fucked up time in this world. Straight up, man, where it's feelings and emotion and like I said, leftist liberalism, the Democratic plantation, man. I'm telling you, we're living in a time where emotions emotions and feelings trump logic and reasoning. That's just point blank period, man. Emotions and feelings trump logic and reasoning. Say that one more time, man. We are in a time where emotions and feelings got his ass. Where emotions and feelings trump logic and reasoning. Reasoning, man. That's what we need. We need more grace, man. Give these people some grace, man. You know what I'm saying? Like their lives are over now. You gave them no grace. You know what I'm saying? Like these people could have murdered you or killed you and ended your life out there, but they gave you grace. They didn't do that. You know, they gave you a chance in court. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was messed up, trigger happy cop. They could have ended your life right there. You know, people, it's just wild, man. They have no grace. You know what I'm saying? People make mistakes, but if you end their life, they cannot atone for it. And there's nothing they did that should have amounted to them losing their life at school like that. Nothing. There ain't shit that people did that should have amounted to them losing their life, at school. Not really. I don't really watch too much boxing. I need to though. I need to, man. Don't fell off, man. I watched the whole fight yesterday. Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, 1960 something. But I like the classics, man. I like classic heavyweights. These new lightweight boxers, I can't rock with it. I can't rock with it. Yeah, man, I'm just on here vamping. I mean, on here podding, streaming, just feeling, letting these raw emotions go. How I feel about this shit, man. Like I said, it's senseless violence. Japanese boxers, like, shit, man. I'm gonna look them up. Look up some of these people you talk about. So hit that like button for your boy, man. Give me that algorithm. But yeah, man, it's YouTube shit, man. It's continuing on like how it's supposed to continue on, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in, tapping in with me, fucking with my podcast, with my lives. Shit, I'll look up. I'll check it out. I really never knew there was a lot of Asian fighters. As far as boxing goes, I never really knew there was a lot of Asian boxers. I've never known nothing that was like well known, but I keep an eye out for it. Shit, I'm sure some motherfuckers that can slug it out. All colors, all races, all creeds. Hit that like button if you're out there, man. Hit that like button. Give me that algorithm. Subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the channel TMP, man. We're making a lot of revisions coming up. Getting some of this, like I said, webcam, getting this thing situated and suited and booted, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all tapping in with your boy, fucking with me, man. And like I said, man, just giving people something to think about and mull over that. We become way too desensitized to these type of situations that's happening in America. And like I said, it starts at home. It really does. It starts at home. Like I said, it's just senseless. You know what I'm saying? Senseless. We send these kids off. It just makes me question public school systems a whole lot. This is one of my main reasons why I don't want my kids to go to a public school. Or you know what I'm saying? Anywhere you go, it's gonna be risk. Public, private, whatever. STEM school, it's gonna be issues. It don't matter what kind of school it is. But it just seems like, a lot of the riffraff, a lot of the trash, a lot of the unloved motherfuckers go to these public schools and these districts, and you don't really know what you're getting. Whether it come down to the teaching, to the student body, you don't know what you're getting. You're getting a bunch of confused young people who think they don't live to know things, and they're lost, and they're confused, and I said this generation just becomes so emotion filled, more so than logic. That's I guess the biggest disconnect that I see from my generation to the one that comes behind me, and previous ones before me is emotions. While they're real, emotions are real. You gotta validate those emotions, man. They're not fake. A lot of the generation before me definitely were repressed and did a way better job at repressing a lot of emotions, and it would always show themselves in certain situations. It's gonna pop out volatile situations, but they were able to control themselves enough to be productive. Like a lot of the situations in my generation, we were more expressive. As far as talking about it, we were more lippy, I guess you could say. We had a backbone. You know what I'm saying? And this generation now is more emotional and actionable, if that makes sense, man. They're volatile more so. They're toxic. They're, like as I said before, they have a lack of impulse control. They're quick to grab a gun, and that's just the real disconnect that I see. That the biggest disconnect I see from this generation is they're overly emotional. They're very, very overly emotional, whether it be females or males. They're very, very overly emotional. They don't have the ability to compartmentalize like previous generations did. Everything is about how they feel, and if they've been slighted, they just can't let it go. It's stuck in their craw. They're just soft. That's the biggest thing I would say. But they're strong in a lot of places. Tech. Just making a dollar tech. Being abreast of the new technology and resources that's out there and available. Oh, they own that in the apps and the devices and things like that, and the social media platforms and how things work, and all that. They own that. But as far as emotions go, as far as being able to control your emotions and apply that, working, living knowledge that you have, because every day we're going through a test, and you either gonna pass or fail. A lot of times your test may be easier than the next day. But if you're faced with a question, if you got the answers, and you faced with a question that what I'm saying, haven't seen before, like I said, man, it's how you get built. It's really gonna really tell the tale. You understand? If you can fight that test, are you gonna fail it? Are you gonna pass? Or you gonna fail? So this generation, man, they can't apply the knowledge. They had the knowledge. You tell them shit 1,000 times. Tell them how to do shit 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying? And as you said, and you tell them right as far as emotionally. Like I said, tech, apps, any type of shit like that, technology, all these new games and electronic shit like that, man, they know that shit like the back of their hand. But if you tell them, to respect others or to, treat people how they want to be treated, basic golden rules was kind of set home with us. It's like going one ear and out the other. A lot of this generation is very selfish and self-centered. The selfie and the social media age. But a lot of this generation, this younger generation, Gen Zs, and a lot of, like I say, I was a middle millennial. I'm 35. But a lot of the folks before me, that came after me, like I said, man, they cannot apply that emotional intelligence to the real world. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they can make money, they can work at a job, they can do all this, but when it comes down to the bullets flying, they just lost. And they can't compartmentalize. They just, like I said, they soft. That's how I look at it. Soft. You know what I'm saying? Soft and sharp. It's the generation that Kobe warned us about. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't no more Kobe's in this generation, man. Ain't too many Kobe's, man. Ain't too many Kobe's. That's the best thing I would say, man. Ain't too many Kobe's. Ain't too many Kobe's. Ain't too many MJ's. Ain't too many Bronze. You know what I'm saying? So. Hey, yeah, what it is, man. TNP, man. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, man. We can just, like I said, we can ignore the problem. We can ignore the problem. We can, what I'm saying, we can bring it to the light and try to call this shit to task and see what the real issues are, man. But hit that like button. Give me that algorithm. It's your boy, Big Cal, TNP, man. Yes, sir, man. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. I know I'm beautiful, dog. Appreciate it. Lady, whatever it is. Your name, whatever fuck. Appreciate it, man. Ain't no oil enough though, man. Hey, go get a girl to do that big dog. Shit, you can donate some to that collection plate though, man. $ Toxic Masculinity POD. It's in that description box. It's $ Toxic Masculinity POD. I appreciate it, Portia, man. Throw something on. Hey, I appreciate it, Portia. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, Portia. I appreciate it. Young black brother from the Carolinas, man. Shit, just online showing my chocolate black skin, man. In the big unk style. Hit that like button for me, Portia. Appreciate it. Throw some on that cash app for me, Portia. $ some on that collection plate. $ Toxic Masculinity POD, man. We trying to take it to that next level on here, man, with this online ish. But yeah, just give my opinion. Unadulterated opinion, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. If I'm so cute too, appreciate that, Portia. If I'm so cute, Appreciate it, and please subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Got the crown on. 35 years young, feeling great, feeling elated. Got a son on the way. Got a second son on the way. My fifth child, second son. Got 3 daughters, 4 from the same woman. Hey, I want to show some love to your boy, man. To the addition to the TNP family, throw some on that Cash App, man. Just giving out this information, man. Appreciate anybody on here watching, listening. You know the smell, man. Appreciate everybody. But the bigger picture is, man, these kids. You know, that's the bigger picture. That's the bigger goal, and the bigger audience that I'm really trying to reach, and the parents. You know, because the parents are the ones that's in the home with these kids, raising them. So my peers, I want to reach them too, because I want to educate us and make us more emotionally intelligent than we have been, and you know, we just got to keep on pushing for that. You know, so I know a lot of this generation and things of this generation, man, they're built to try to push your buttons, and you know, it's really volatile. You understand? It's really a divisive, messed up situation for a lot of these kids, man. So I definitely get it. You know, I'm not without empathy and understanding. And we've all been at that age before, that gentle age where it feel like this time is the biggest time of your life, and it will never be bigger than this. You know, high school age, high school high bullshit mindset. Appreciate it, man. Got to walk the blockers, man. Hit that like button if you don't hit signifying. Hit that like button. Throw some on that Cash App. But yeah, man, I really want to reach and teach the parents, people my age, you know, a little older, these kids that's in high school age right now. A lot of people my age, a lot of people that's 35 got kids in high school, man. And that's wild, dog. I'm like, man, thank God I ain't had no kids at like 20. Straight up. I he'd be 15. You understand? If I had a kid at 19, he'd be 14. No, 19. If I had him at 19, he'd be 16, boy. My bad. Shitty math. But if I had a kid at 21, he'd be 14. So, man, I'm so thankful I didn't have no kids young. I had my first kid when I was 25. My first daughter when I was 24, 25. And just about had, like I said, I'm on my ends with these kids. I'm on my outs. It's about to be the end of that. You know, I got to take care of them, raise them, rear them up, man. Love on them. Cause it's really sad seeing all these kids, these unloved kids out here, man. Cause they just be wanting some time and some attention and some affection. It should be disheartening to see how people treat their kids out here. Like, dog, man. Like, if shit like this happened, we want to deflect and say the reason it was because, you know, a kid was picking on them or some shit like that. But man, a lot of this shit happens because of what's transpiring at home. There's no love in that home. You know, there's no, and then they don't have nothing else to build themselves up. You know, emotionally or, you know, self-esteem wise, outside of probably, you know, you at school, what else you doing? You know, if you're just a regular school student, your grades aren't, you know, superb, you're not doing athletics, you go home and you're treated like shit, you're not built up, nobody at your house builds you up, gives you nothing to make you feel good about yourself, and you have no, you know, except maybe some friends who may be doing some degenerate shit, you know, stealing or smoking pot all day or whatever, playing video games all fucking day. Like, what do you know, if you don't really have shit that's going on, I can see why it'd be quick and easy to be depressed as a kid or feel like, you know, angry and volatile. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these kids have no outlets. You know what I'm saying? The outlets, they doing some grown up shit, getting burnt out fast, you know, like I said, smoking cigarettes, doing some fucking, maybe even something stronger than that in high school. I heard this shit, all type of shit, pill popping high schools, lost having sex, doing fucked up shit you shouldn't be doing, trying to act grown. And then, like I said, man, a lot of these kids, they ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they can, hopefully they get lost in that, and that keep them happy. But, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you get some girls and shit like that, that keep you happy, man. But a lot of these kids are lost. They have no outlets, you know what I'm saying? They're not the popular kids. They don't hang in no cliques. You know, they ain't invited to the parties. They ain't the in crowd. You know, that's you get a lot of these people like that, you know. Growing up, I didn't know so many people that felt that way, that felt like they were losers and outcasts. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, a lot of folks consider me to be popular, so I was like, damn. You know, when you in the in crowd, quote unquote in crowd, you don't really be even. I ain't even give a fuck. Like that was my mindset. But you know, a lot of folks say you ain't give a fuck because you was popular. You know, I played sports and shit like that. I was known. But yeah, it's what it is, man. These kids right now, you got to give them an outlet. And they got to start at home. You got to build them up from inside the house. You can't expect nothing outside the house to replace, the natural urge and need to want to be loved on from inside the house. The people that love you the most, you want them to love up on you the most, are the ones that you think supposed to love you the most. You don't want your friends to have that much influence over your children, and for them to think their friends are their support system. That's sad. But hey, a lot of folks, man, that's probably the only time they get any love is from friends or people their age, or any type of education or instruction. It's somebody that's going through a shit too and lost themselves. So, well, yeah, man, it's TNP, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate y'all coming on here, like, share, and subscribe, all that above. Man, hop on this channel, man. It's taking off right now. Subscribe to the channel, man. Help me get my shit up. Help me get my views up, man. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. $ Toxic Masculinity Podcast. That's the Cash App. Once again, it's $ Toxic Masculinity POD. That is the Cash App. Link is in the description box with for my Cash App. So, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in, fucking with your boy, hearing me out, giving my opinion on what I feel like is the, one of the major causes of some of these school shootings, and what we can do to try to prevent it. You gotta get back to that old school type of way where we're a community. We don't allow bullying. We gotta nip it in the bud, because shit like this is going to continue to happen in America. And shit, you gotta do something about it. Like I said, vote. I'm voting red, man. Vote Democrat. You vote Democrat if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Continue to vote on that Democrat plantation if you want to. See where it's got us and where we are currently. Man, I'm telling you right now, man, we need to be stronger on law enforcement, man. In a lot of ways, we gotta put more power and energy into law enforcement, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Lock some of these kids up, lock some of these people up. They won't do it again, I promise you. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? Some of these kids, they disturbed, man. It's unfortunate, but I feel like, why does the rest of society have to suffer for the acts of a few? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do people have to be terrorized and under the threat of gun violence and shit like this in a first world beautiful country like America? Why do we got to deal with shit like this? You know what I'm saying? Why? You understand? I don't get it. Like in 2024 and shit like this, with all the preventative measures, the metal detectors, law enforcement, how does stuff like this continue to slip through the cracks where kids are getting killed at school? Where people are unsafe to just go to school and get an education. How does this continue to transpire in 2024? You know what I'm saying? That's my mindset, man. It's fucked up. Real life. You know what I'm saying? And the way we're going, there's no way to prevent it. Like if it starts at home. That's my biggest thing. There's really no preventative ways and things to stop it other than metal detectors and more guns, law enforcement present at these schools. That's really the only way that can counteract shit like this from happening. You know what I'm saying? It starts at home, but if they're not getting it from home, there's got to be some type of like I said, act or route or mode of prevention that deters these people from bringing these guns in these schools. But until it becomes a universal law or something that's taken serious, man, it's gonna continue to be a problem and a rise, and this shit is gonna continue to happen. What is it called? A pandemic, epidemic, whatever you want to call it. It's gonna become a situation where it's continuing to rise, and guns will be brought to schools. Schools will continue to be unsafe places for our kids. If we don't think it's a problem, we don't act on it, schools will continue to be an unsafe place for our kids and our children. So vote red, man, and let's get something done about gun violence in America. Let's really get something done, because in a lot of other places, the laws are so lax on gun violence in America, man. The laws are so lax on the gun, like the gun laws in America and the laws on gun violence in America are so lax that you could, like I said, attempt to kill somebody and be home in no time, 5 years. Like, it needs to be a stronger punishment for niggas that do gun shit. Gun violence. If you out here perpetuating gun violence, it should be a stronger sentence. You know what I'm saying? You should sentence these dudes for a longer time. Like, make something that really they're not fearful of doing short time, you know, or probably getting a slap on the wrist. They're not fearful of that. So first offense, man, let's go ahead and slam people, man. That's my thing. Let's be, you know, harder and tougher on crime. First offense, folks, slam them. As far as violent crimes go, violent crimes need to be taken very seriously in this country, man, because it's starting to be a rise of them. Because there's no ramifications and there's no real tough punishment for it. So that's my thing, man. Felons with guns, certain situations, man, throw the book at these people. Throw the book at them. That's my mindset. Throw the fucking book at them. Point blank period. They will get the message, and they will get the, you know, the results will for sure be felt. So, and I think, like I said, Trump gonna do that, man. Vote Trump, man. And like I said, man, peace out, man. I'm about to get up out of here, man. Appreciate it. TNP, like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, motherfucker, subscribe, baby. And like I said, man, if y'all feel so inclined, throw some on that cash app, man. And like I said, we almost monetized, man. You can be able to throw some on that super chat, get it on there. That thing ready to go, baby. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. What's up with it? Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. I need to give me a what's the name, man. I got a little fan club on here. I need to give me I got a OnlyFans, man. Got OnlyFans, man. I need to find some of these people trying to get up on that OnlyFans. Get up on that OnlyFans, you dig? Need to find people trying to get on that OnlyFans. Come on here, signifying, talking shit. Up on that OnlyFans. You dig? I gotta get some content to put on there, man. If I start getting some subs on there, what's up? Got a network, put my shit out there. Gotta continue to network, put my face and my likeness out there for folks to, you know what I'm saying, take it on in. TNP shit. TNP shit. That's what we do, man. It's unfortunate about this situation, man. I hope these people get some type of peace. I hope that more so that, you know, some type of preventative measure comes from shit like this. Because, I mean, it's getting old. You know what I'm saying? These school shootings, these mass shootings and shit, it's getting old. It's getting very, very tired. You know, very, very tired and very old. These people losing their lives at school. So I said, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Give me your undivided attention for a little bit. I ain't gonna give you a little hour today. Hour chit chat. Hour talk. Hour power. And like I said, man, I appreciate all the love on here, man. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the engagement. You know, definitely don't take it for granted. Definitely don't take it for granted, man. And like I said, it's a sad day.
Information. You can see video there of a victim being taken out on a stretcher. One person has been taken into custody, reportedly of student age, but it's unclear whether they attend or placed on lockdown. Compared to
Apache High School in Winder, Georgia.
2 cases of water, literally walking.
We were talking about some Republicans district. The shooter's name is Jamal, so that means gang. That, you know, years ago, my son would be a senior there now. With the woke, lawless, and lack of morality culture we're living in, this is what happens, not to mention the open border. 58% minority school attendance, definitely gang. Oh, okay, so it might be some gang shit, people trying to say online, trying to say it might be some black on black crime. Time will tell, that could very well be, you know, people do some dumb ass shit. That very well may be. People do some of the dumbest shit ever. Some of these gang violence is some of the most senseless, pointless, dumb ass shit, man. All of it was dumb. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the Columbine white boys or it's the dumb ass niggas out here with the switches and choppers bringing guns to school. You know, because that's a big thing in Charlotte, where I'm from. They found like three. I want to say they found like 3 or 4 guns the first week of school in Charlotte Mecklenburg school systems. It's a bad look for sure. The fact that it's a red school district don't really make a hill of beans. In all honesty, you know, I don't mean shit. You know, I guess they laugh when conservative or Republicans have acts of gun violence in their areas. I don't, you know, that does just because it's a Republican city doesn't mean it was all, you know, that the acts weren't carried out by people that live a liberal life. You know, that's just it's facts as well are. You know, that's just as real as it gets. They ain't living that liberal lifestyle. So just because that just means you have more people that vote red Republican. Still could be a whole bunch of Pookies and Ray Rays out there, motherfucker, running them up, trying to shoot their ass the fuck down over their goddamn coat, and they work. So it is what it is, man. I just hope it ain't no illegal immigrant coming up in that motherfucker doing some crazy shit. I did. Yeah, man. Tap in with me, man. Appreciate y'all turning on TNP today. I'll be back with some more fire ass shit, man. Hit that subscribe button. Appreciate y'all jumping on here, man. Have a blessed day. Peace.